it. It's been a crazy week. We had some excitement go on, but we have arrived. That's right. It is Freaky Friday, and as you guys know, it's always a crazy time here with wild guests, and who knows what the hell we're going to say or what we're going to say. Easy for me to say, huh? Swallowed fly. Sorry. I'm all choked up. I'm so excited you're here. Thank you. Anyway. So, as you guys know, this is all about having fun. I mean, you did the hard work week. You did your trading. You did everything you were supposed to do. Now you can kick back, relax. So, welcome to Serenity's house, and mi casa es su casa. So, a couple rules we got though. First of all, kick your shoes off, relax, enjoy. Bar is always open. Make yourself a drink. Better yet, better make two. And you put whatever in it you want. Bar is free. Help yourself. And of course, you gotta have some snacks, some vapes, munchies, smokes, whatever you got. Kick back, relax, enjoy. Let's just have some fun. So, huge shout out to 3 new members that popped in today. And this is pretty awesome. Action Crypto, my man. Thank you so much, brother, for becoming a member of Down Home Crypto. Ashley Wickham, welcome. So great to have you, Ashley. It was awesome spending time with you over on Yabong's channel, so hope you have just as much fun here. And Lyle, welcome to the party, brother. Thank you so much for stopping in. Glad to have you. So we got some new members here. Now, those new members probably already heard about a secret contest that's going on. Don't know anything about it? That's okay. Neither does anybody else except the VIP family members as of right now. But I might share that with you later tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Sometime soon, but it will be announced here shortly. But I want to say, hey, welcome to everybody who's in the audience. We got Smiley Girl. How you doing, dear? Says hello. And Hope Giver. Hi, Mom. Love you. Good to have you with us. Rosalind, my dear. How you doing, dear? And it looks like you guys had a whole wild chat going back there. We got Wild Angel. There she is. Abdul, welcome. Hey, buddy, you got beat, man. You're supposed to be first. You had a lot of people showed up for you. You're running late, kind of like I am. But that's okay. You're here. It's party time. And Denfo, welcome, brother. Good to have you with us. So tonight's topic, once again, I didn't put up a poll because I wanted to make this one a little more interesting, and I wanted to give it a little bit of a riddle. So tonight's topic is the Twilight Zone. Now, this could be the zone you feel when you're doing something productive. This could be the zone of aliens, space invaders. This could be any zone or anything at all, because as you know, the Twilight Zone always had some cool twist to it. In fact, watched an old episode last night, and it was the one where the little kids got a robotic nanny. And I thought, you know, that's kind of weird. Back in the 50s, they have robotic nannies. Guess what? We're about to have that now for real. And they mentioned in that, it's like, oh, it'll be like 300 years is when they'll make that mainstream. Now, a lot quicker than we think. But as you guys know, it's never just me. So we got a whole gang backstage. Let's bring on up. And the first and most loveliest of all is none other than Miss Wild Angel. How you doing, dear?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Going good. How about you?
I am extremely glad it's the end of the week. This week needs to just go away.
I can see that, but you know, we made it through it. And so
We
even
did.
the tough weeks there's silver linings, and we gotta remember that. So
Oh yeah.
it's Friday, we're here, and
Yep.
we are ready to have some fun. Oh, wow, you're already 3/4 down.
I am.
Bartender, yeah, over the table up there, I'll buy that lovely lady a drink.
Yeah, 3/4 of a large Dutch with an extra shot.
She's gonna be pinging. Now, if you guys haven't heard, we've been over on Yabong's stream earlier, me for like the last 5-6 hours. I don't know how long, but it was a great time. And we're doing a fundraiser for Henry. Henry had to have some surgery done, racked up some medical bills, so we're really trying to help him out and the entire sanctuary. Now, if you don't know anything about it, make sure to go over to Yabonks on the YouTube channel. Check in the description. That'll have all the links to the Karma Farm Sanctuary, to anything you want to know in there, and even a way you can donate. Now, also, anybody who donates $1 or more anytime through this weekend will be entered to giveaways, and that's going to include 45,000 BioFi tokens, 2 Monster NFTs,
Hard wallets.
2 hard wallets from Action Crypto. Man, I still don't even have a hardware wallet. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to save up my pennies and I'm going to get one. And also a one-of-a-kind handmade, custom, crocheted replica of Henry the Pig, made none other by our own Wild Angel. Yay. So, Wild Angel, would you like to give us a glimpse of Henry so far? Check that out.
That's
Oops.
the Henry head.
That's just the head.
He's not totally done. It still has some sculpting and everything, but that's his base.
Nice.
So,
And so, when do you think Henry will be done?
probably 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. And
Maybe if I get a lot of time, a lot of downtime, it might be done sooner, but comfortably 2 weeks.
Okay. So you can
So you'll
expect
get
to
a
see
peek.
that work. You get to see it through the progress, guys. And as you know, here at Down Home Crypto, we're all about helping out. So we want to help others, not only individuals on education, on inspiration, but also other communities and other people who need it. So that's why it's always great to team up with Alex and Action Crypto and even Paul Dutton, James Pelton. We had everybody over there. It was like a party. It was awesome. But I want to give a huge shout out to Action Crypto, because one thing we were going to have to do with giving Henry away is we were going to have to keep it locally here in the US, simply because shipping is just killing us. Action Crypto, man, is awesome. He stepped up, said, no, you don't. We'll ship anywhere in the world, and I will cover the shipping. You just let me know where, the weight, and I will print off a label and mail it to you, and I'll take care of it all. So, Action, thank you so much, bro. That is absolutely awesome of you.
I was so impressed with that. That just melted my heart, that he was willing to step up and do that, because I hated to have to limit it.
Exactly. And Action is one of those who got me into crypto. He is one of the first content creators I looked at when I first got into crypto years ago. And he's always been an inspiration. He's a very low-key, very mellow, but a very passionate individual. And I love that. I think it's great. And so, to me, it's kind of like meeting a superhero. Him, Alex, these are the content creators that got me into this place. So, now, I think it was absolutely awesome. And to have Action here as an actual member of Down Home Crypto, I think is absolutely amazing. So, thank you, buddy. And if you haven't already, guys, make sure to go check out Action Crypto here on YouTube and subscribe. He doesn't do near as much content, but he's doing a ton of work on the back end. He's helping people like myself and crypto projects and just anybody. So give him a shout out, give him some loving over there. Okay, I think that brings us up to speed. Let's see who we got hiding backstage. Of
Hey,
course.
take me off the Jumbotron, would you?
Oh, I think you like the Jumbotron.
I don't like the Jumbotron.
I like Jumbotron. Okay. Well, it wouldn't be a party if we didn't have the wild man himself, Mr. Cyril Kier. How you doing?
Hey,
What's
Cyril. Whoa.
Not much. I heard myself there for a second. I'm like, whoa, where?
Oh, are you still hearing yourself?
No, you got a little bit of feedback noise on yourself, though.
And your volume's really high.
Is that better?
Yes.
That sounds good. Yeah.
These nuts.
These nuts.
If you notice, if you notice what it says right there.
And BTK. Hey.
Ooh, hi, BTK.
Hi.
Billy.
Howdy do.
Howdy do to you two. This is one way to be there. You can come sit on camera with him. Cyril shares chair. I'm sure you guys can.
You make Cyril scoot over.
I like my personal space.
I shaved my head and I look just kind of like Serenity now, and I'm self-conscious about it. I really don't want to get on camera.
Okay.
I say it's full of it, right? Yeah. it's kinda
Embrace
what I
it.
I went for the Serenity haircut, and like
man,
it didn't
balls are
work.
sexy,
I'm not as like I can't pull it off like he can.
Not
I
one of
don't
those-
I don't think I could either. So it's going to be a very sad day because my hairline is running away and my forehead has definitely become a 5 head, and 6 heads not far behind.
Yeah.
BTK, are you one of those people that does not have the perfect head to be bald?
Well, no comment.
Remember that one episode where no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Yeah, I'm already. Billy, how much?
Yes.
Juice.
Yes.
Is
Oh wow, it's gonna be one of those nights. Like
What's
it's,
yeah?
yeah. Okay.
I am only going to be here for about half of it, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Not a problem, brother. I'm just glad to have you at all. So, who knows where we'll be, how long to go? Yeah, we have no idea. But we do have more people backstage. We'll say, hey, J-Steen, how you doing, brother? And so, oh, I'll save the best for last. So, of course, you can't go to a party without your wingman. You always got Crow as backup. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How is everyone doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Heck yeah.
How was your week?
Let's skip over that.
God, we don't want to talk about it. It was fine. Leave me alone. Man.
Let me put it this way. Apparently, I pissed off one of my guys at work so bad that he walked out.
Woohoo! Nice job.
I know, right?
Is this better?
You sound fine.
Serenity, you are still very, very quiet. Cyril's
Am I?
like way up here. You're down here. Crow is about there.
Wow. Okay. Let me see.
And Wild Angel's way up here, too.
Am I?
Yeah.
Well, I can't hear me because of these, but
Right.
okay. So everybody's really loud but you.
Really? That's odd.
I did notice that you're pretty quiet, too. So I think what's happening is everyone's got their volume turned up because you were so quiet in the beginning, and now we're
Oh.
talking normal, and everyone's like, oh my God.
Okay. Let me see if I can fix that.
Say so many
I-
things about it and qualify my statements.
Please don't.
See, I thought it was just me. So thanks, Rose, for backing me up. So I didn't
Thank you.
think I was insane.
Okay. Does that sound any better?
Well,
Let me see if my
There, I
game got
turned up
moved.
the volume.
Yeah. I don't know. Just check the game onto my mic. So, anything sound better?
That is
Serenity.
a little better, yeah.
Yeah, that's a little better. And click
Okay.
on settings for StreamYard.
Oh, sorry.
Click on audio and look at your mic volume.
Yeah. 134.
Yeah, okay, so maybe you need to turn yours up more.
See, that thing is everything's gotten weird since I was on Yabunks' stream, and I had to dial things in over there.
Speaking of,
Speaking of,
Hey, Box.
look who just popped
oh,
in.
cool, Yabunks, how you doing, brother? Sorry, I was in the settings, guys, trying to get the audio. Is the audio sound better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Now
Yeah, I think part
everybody else can adjust their computer's volume to what's correct instead of what can I hear Serenity with.
right.
Right.
So yeah, sorry, I was messing with all kinds of stuff earlier today. So Yabunks, my man, good to have you with us, brother. And yeah, everybody's saying hi, Rose. Just finished your stream. Oh, you did get off. All right, now you might actually get some sleep tonight, buddy. Well, you know
I
you're
think
always
that's a
welcome
little
here.
Personal, don't you?
No,
Where's John?
he was talking about he's only slept like
2 hours
in 2 days. So
And that was more meditative versus.
No, never mind.
never mind.
Never mind.
Oh,
Cyril's on roll.
just finishing the stream.
Yeah.
No, he's like oh, you did get off.
Oh,
Yeah, Cyril's on a roll today. Da, da, da.
we never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
Yeah, at any of us, really.
Right.
Dirty birdie. Yeah, I agree, Rose. But we've got one more surprise person backstage, guys. And yes, back-to-back, bleh, easy for me to say, back-to-back surprise appearances from none other than Miss Smiley Girl.
Hi everyone.
How you doing here?
I'm
Love
great.
your ears.
I'm so
I
happy
love
to be here. Thank you. It's for Easter.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes, when is Easter?
Sunday.
Smart. Yeah.
Ooh.
She left. I scared her with Easter.
Apparently, yeah. She's like, oh, God, I forgot. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah. Apparently. And Rose says,
Oh,
I
cool.
love that background. You know,
Thank
that's
you.
actually a very fitting background for tonight, Smiley, because the topic is the Twilight Zone.
Ooh. I love it.
Ooh. It can be anything.
Right.
And, yeah. Now, a couple things that inspired me. So, like I said at the very beginning, watched an episode last night for dinner just for fun, and it was about the robotic nanny. But also, what was it? 2 days ago, watched the new movie called Life. Have you guys seen that one?
No.
Is that the one with Jake Gyllenhaal? How do you say his last
Darko.
name?
I don't know. They get the dirt from Mars, and then they find a single cell organism in it and starts to grow.
Oh yeah, so it's new to Netflix, but it's not a new movie. It's a couple years old.
Is it?
That's
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, is that the one you're talking about? Because that's not new. But yeah, I have seen that. It's been a couple years, but it was a good movie.
It
Why
was
you
kind of
wouldn't
twisted, especially
saw
where you've
that.
got the.
2x the earnings.
Yay! I love
Oh, nice!
those.
I like the ears. Or they just got that the space capsule open from the dirt from where was that? It was sealed for like 6 months. The asteroid. They couldn't get it open, and it took them like 6 months to get open. They finally did, just in the last couple of months.
Just cut it.
Yeah, why didn't they just cut it?
Contamination.
I guess, but like that's still maybe they were worried about heat, but then you could use a water jet, but then maybe that would damage. Yeah, I guess.
Right. I mean, anything, because I guess it was all robotic. It went out to this asteroid, scooped up the dirt, sealed itself up in space and all that. So absolutely pure. And then you bring it back to Earth, and then something about they couldn't get it bolts or I don't know what the hell happened, but they finally got it open just a few weeks ago.
I bet you I know what happened. Probably when it was reassembling it to attach it, it broke some of the zinc coating. And so you had bare metal, and it spot welded in space. And holy crap, that was a very loud vape rip.
Did you hear that?
Vape
It's like-
away from
Like
the
you're
mic.
doing it in my face.
Sorry,
Oh,
because my gate.
yeah, you had to turn it up
Yeah.
so that we could hear you.
That's not,
Right.
That's not a function. That's a function of compression.
I have
Oh.
to remember where to take the bunnies to work tomorrow. I
Okay.
bought them for my Saturday job.
Okay, I was gonna say, wait a minute, it's Friday. You don't work tomorrow. The other job.
Yes,
Got it.
I do.
Okay.
So I got to remember to take them. I forgot my shamrocks for St. Patty's Day. So got to take the bunnies.
Gotcha. Well, of course you do. Okay, so I'm trying to. God, I try and do 3 things simultaneously. There you go. Thank you.
So thanks for reminding me I had them, Smiley.
Oh, you're welcome. It's
They're
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I am all kinds of sideways right now because I've been talking for like the last 6 hours over there. Anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, I'm curious. Out of you guys here, who got to read about the announcement that's secretly hiding in the VIP family channel?
Okay, I swear I am a member of the VIP family. But I can't even find a VIP family thing on my Discord. All I see is family. So,
Ah.
She's just family. She's not VIP family.
right?
There's a
Which is very
difference.
possible because there is a difference, guys. There's the family member, which is $49 a month, and that gives you the family channel. You get the alpha information, things like that. But the VIP family is $9.99 a month, and that gives you the backstage pass to get in here to Freaky Friday every single week, and also a little extra bonus. That's how Crow sneaks in because I don't send him an invite. Yeah, he pays a security guard to get in the door every week.
Bribery is a great thing.
It is. So, should I announce that now or should
Yeah.
we wait? Yeah? Okay.
At least a teaser, because this is kind of fun.
Okay.
I
Uh,
even gave him part of an idea.
Yes. Actually, several of you have. So, here's what we're going to do, guys. And this is going to be very tricky. It has not begun yet. But after tonight, you are going to have to monitor everything associated with Down Home Crypto. Why is that, you might ask? Well, let me tell you. Share screen. Because got a little carried away. So I'll just simply put the posting up here and let you guys read for yourself. Wow, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh.
So it says, win a Cure Crew Fund wallet. Say thank you for being an active member of Down Home Crypto community. We want to give you a boost to kickstart your great crypto adventure. We have funded a MetaMask wallet with over $70 of positions in all 3 Kirikou Fund index funds.
Damn, boy!
Damn. And that amount will keep growing. We'll be giving that wallet to one of you. Be sure to follow all of our social channels to find the words to the seed phrase to win this wallet. So as you see down below here, the low risk fund is currently funded with $13.13. The low risk is funded with $30.60. And the medium risk is funded with $19.60. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give away the 12 words of this wallet. Okay, I made it a wallet specifically for this. Nobody has the seed phrase except me. But I'm going to be releasing these out into the community, whether it be Discord, YouTube, live on camera, Twitter, Facebook. It could be in the form of code. It could be a drawing. It could be pretty much anything. It's not going to be easy because I want it to be a challenge. Now, I'll be releasing at least one seed phrase per week.
One
until
word.
This wallet, or one word. Yes, sorry. Thank you. One word of the seed phrase. There we go. Per week. And not going to tell you where it's at. Not going to tell you if I did or didn't. You have to find it yourself. But I can tell you it will always be associated with something on my social network. I will not go over and hide it in Yabonks' Discord. I won't do that. That's just evil.
Yeah, it's like you can't go outside of the house when you're playing hide and go seek, right? You got to
Right,
stay
yeah,
within the boundaries.
Right. But it could be in any form. Make no mistake. I already have some great suggestions from Wild Angel, from Cyril, from Crow, and it's going to be evil. And so you're going to have to work at it. The great
You're
thing
gonna
is,
hate every single one of the suggestions that I gave him, you are going to hate.
oh yeah,
Me too.
Yeah, these guys are evil, man. They come up with some wicked things. But long story short, this entire time, because this wallet's already made, this is already staked. This is the values as it sets right now. But remember, those are earning this entire time. So the fact it's going to be drawn out for, was that 3 months?
Mm-hmm.
That means 3 months of earnings. So keep an eye on the Kirikou funds because whoever wins this has a holding in all 3 positions.
Nice. Are the positions for the low risk and the medium risk staked currently, so they're also earning a little drip of Casey?
They are not yet, and I wanted to bring that up here. So I want to know from the community. Let me know in the chat, and you guys on stage, do you want me to stake that position or not? I'll leave that one up to you guys. So let me know what you guys think.
Is it staked for a certain amount of time? Like some places lock them.
It's not
Nope.
locked. You can withdraw it immediately, and while it's sitting there, you're earning free tokens.
I'd say go for it.
Okay. Cyril, are there any fees associated with staking or unstaking into those positions?
Just the gas fee to do the transaction.
Okay.
Well,
So,
so technically, if you do that and somebody wins that wallet seed phrase, you're also going to have to put a trace amount of AVAX in there so that they can unstake. Otherwise, they'll have to transfer AVAX in from another wallet. Like, it won't work. You know what I'm saying? So if you do stake them, I would put a little bit of AVAX in the wallet as well. So whoever wins it can unstake them just freely and won't have to mess around.
Yeah, because if you are the first person to guess it, the very first thing you're going to want to do is move everything out because everyone else is trying to guess it too, right?
Yeah,
so that needs to be 100% the very first thing you do if you guess it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, clean it up. And this is not for something you want to keep funds into. Like I said, I made this set it aside, but as soon as you get it, absolutely cash it out. Move it to your wallet, move the funds, and then destroy this wallet. It is just a throwaway. So, yeah, good safety tip there, Cyril.
And the seed phrase, the words aren't going to be given in order. So not only do they have to find the words, they have to then arrange them in the right order. Serenity didn't realize how many possible combinations there were going to be until I showed him the math.
Yeah, I didn't stop to do the math when I thought this. I just think things up. That's what I do. My job is to think shit up.
Well, that's why, at the very end is when you put out the decoder, right? That helps them, like the kind of like a crossword puzzle would be cool, right?
Right.
And the number that it's in, the answer, You know, that'd be cool. And then the first person who saw the crossword puzzle, plug that in.
And, you know, some of these hints are going to have not only the word, but also the location within the seed phrase. So the hint might say something. Yeah, there's 479 million possibilities said. But for instance, something might say, you know, I am not the first in line, nor am I the last, but I run right behind the leader. Might be what it says. That's what you know, that the position of that word is the second. And then more of the clue might say other things. So I don't know how it's going to play yet. We're kind of building as we go. Just be prepared for it. Jason's like, oh, damn.
Are you gonna be tricky and like refer to the 12th word as the 11th word, like you would in binary, or like me messing around like that?
Probably not that evil, no. I think the riddles, the hints, the visuals, the audios, whatever form it takes is going to be evil enough.
Fair.
Okay,
But
so
I'm gonna be pretty evil.
there's gonna be no like binary. It's gonna be 1 through 12, not 0 through 11.
He wouldn't like put the word count in like base 12,
Well, you
right?
could be like, this is word number 5, but if you're talking about a binary, like,
Right.
No.
Yeah, he's not going to do that.
It will not be binary. I'm not that evil. Anyway, so what are you
why
guys
don't
think? Okay,
give us the private key, and then we can figure out what the seed phrase is from that, and the first person to do it.
it's already done. It's my game, damn it. You want it? Make your own wallet. There you go.
I'm excited to see the participation in this one and see how knockdown drag out it gets.
It should be fun. And I think, you know, you guys can tag team, you can split, you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to make the contest, and however you guys decide to win is up to you, and it's fair game to everyone. And just so you know that Wild Angel has no access to it, Cyril has no access, nobody has access to these words but me, nor will they. And that
I have
way it's fair
no
game.
clue.
I actually hadn't looked in the VIP family chat in a while. And he's like, have you looked in there recently? I was like, I haven't. I looked and saw that. And we were sitting there playing games, and I kept looking over, and I was going through Twitter, and I'd been doing this for a bit. And he looks at me and was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm scrolling through all your social media. I'm trying to find the shit. And he just goes, oh, I haven't started yet. I was like, oh, thank God. So I'd be here all night just, where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it?
Okay, and I'm going to go and post that right now in the general chat Discord. That way everybody has the rules and understanding of it.
Okay, now I
So-
got to go figure out how to figure out what membership I've got.
Figure out how to figure out.
Yeah.
Wow, that is the Twilight Zone.
I actually listened to that song the other day.
Okay,
Which one?
it's me and Tech. It is the Twilight Zone.
This is true.
The Twilight Zone.
From Top Gun.
Is it in Top Gun?
No, that's Danger Zone.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, wrong zone.
Okay, Cyril, you're not allowed to share the happy juice with Serenity.
Mine's delusional on camera too long. You know me, after about 4 hours of streaming, my brain kind of gets scrambled.
And would you believe I was actually on there the whole day?
I'm proud of you.
I had headphones on at work. And I actually popped in right before you did. I had gotten into the break room from the other side. So like 2 minutes. I'd been off for like 2 minutes before you hopped on.
Yeah, I'd been watching for about 15 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
Everybody kept rolling in. It's like, oh, wait till I find a good quiet place to sneak in.
Yep. I had to jump in real quick because I was on lunch.
Twilight Zone.
Now it's stuck in his head. So strange things that have been going on. Now, Sarah, I know you've been doing a lot of research on the, I don't even know what do you call it anyway? Interdimensional rift travel thing? What is that? What's
Quantum
the
field theory?
Yes, that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, quantum field theory is what makes everything, right? Basically, if you go small enough, everything is comprised of, yeah, see, that's what it does on my end. That's why I'm always telling them to turn down the music, because if I'm talking, it jacks the volume way up.
No, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Fix your shit, BTK.
Mine says VIP family member. I don't know why I can't see it on Discord.
That's what it does. That's what it does. That's why I'm always telling them
For
to
3 months, 20 days.
I'm showing you as just family.
Well, it's smoking something and not sharing.
It's got the happy juice too. All right.
It does.
Okay, Cyril and BTK are doing technical issues there, so.
Oh, but which
we'll
one
come
am I
back to you, Cyril,
signed in
while you're
on?
playing with that. Yeah, he's messed with that. So, Crow, when you start thinking about Twilight Zone, now we've all seen this of deja vu. We've seen all these situations like, I know I've been here. It's like, that's just too weird. I can't imagine things like that happen. When's the last time something like that really made your brain go sideways on you?
Oh God.
You called?
I can't think of anything recent.
Nothing recent? Okay, how about you, Smiley?
Okay, this actually happened a few years ago, but my brother was home from college visiting us, and he went home late on a Sunday night, and it was dark and rainy, and he got into an accident, and yeah, we think he fell asleep and rear-ended a big rig. And this guy, he woke up to this guy pulling him out of his truck, and the guy, pulled him out and said, "I'm going to go get help." And my brother said, "Wait, don't leave me." And the guy said, "My name is Angel. I'm getting help and I'll be back." And then he left, and then the cop showed up, and he ended up going to the hospital, and the guy just disappeared. And it was just kind of weird. I don't know. It's just a normal story, but it was kind of weird that he pulled him out to safety and his name was Angel.
That is.
Uh-huh.
Did they find out, was the trucker's name really Angel, or was that somebody totally different?
It wasn't the trucker. It was just some random guy who showed up in the accident scene. Yeah.
And then Jet then left.
Yeah. And my brother had a broken neck in 6 different places. And he had to wear a halo for like 6 months, I think it was. And he didn't need surgery. He wasn't paralyzed or anything. It was just amazing because the guy pulled him out of the truck. You would think that would have done something to his neck when it was broken, but it didn't.
He should have been paralyzed from the neck down.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. But it worked
Guardian
out really
angel.
well. He's fine.
He literally had a guardian angel.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Sounds like the angel himself pulled him out of the truck. It's like, yeah, no, ain't your time, let's go. And that's the thing is, things like this happen to us all the time. And so that's why I thought that'd be a great topic. It's like, not only that, but we go into the science, we go everywhere. So, Wild Angel, when's the last time something like that happened to you?
Right off the top of my head, I'm not really sure.
Okay. Nothing jumps out right away. That's fine.
There's little things here and there, but I
So what do
don't.
you- Okay.
know
What do you
if I'd
qualify as
say
little? What do you mean?
big. Well, Monday night, about 8 o'clock Monday night, I wanted to call you and have you check on Mushu. I just got this. I got to call him and check on him, but I wasn't able to. But that was one of those things. And so,
for those who don't know, yes, I'm sure you saw it in the Discord, but if not, Mushu, our beloved bearded dragon, did pass away in his sleep Monday evening, and it was right about 8 o'clock because Lynn got home about 9:30.
I got home about 10:30.
Was 10:30? Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't long after I had that feeling.
No, it was very recent. I can tell you that he was still very flexible and still fairly warm. So it was probably right at that time. And that's an interesting scenario. It's like you had that overpowering feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, it was accurate.
And I've had it where I'll get a feeling that something's wrong. And I will start calling people I know that I haven't checked in with lately.
Right.
And usually something's going on with somebody in my inner circle. And I just don't know about it. But I've woken up at like 3 o'clock in the morning going,
Right.
Or something, or I'll have a dream. And one night, Serenity was working in the garage. I'm like, do me a favor, don't leave the house till after 8 o'clock the next morning. Because I'd had a dream that something bad was going to happen. So he respected that, and he stayed home. He didn't run to the store for soda, didn't nothing. Cause yeah. And thank you, Rose. Yeah. It's been a rough week.
It has been, absolutely. And Riss said, I've had that several times, and I always end up calling everyone until I find out what's wrong. Usually someone's
Unalived.
unalived in the hospital. Unalived. Okay. It's a new way to phrase it. Unalived. I like that. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry that does happen, but it does happen. And Britt says, I'm sorry to hear about Mushu. Yes, it was tragic, but I can tell you that Mushu was very peacefully buried on the side of a mountain overlooking a beautiful valley here up here on a lookout just outside of Boise. And so it's got a whole desert to play in right next to his brothers and sisters that we had before, Eclipse and
Little Red.
Little Red. Thank you. So, and it's on a protected area because it's right on the historic Oregon Trail. So I know they can never be disturbed.
Nice.
So, yes, we take our critters very seriously.
Yes.
I have died of dysentery. I don't know, Oregon Trail, right? Like, come on, who hasn't played that?
Right.
There you go.
I did in junior high. My homeroom teacher had us play that for part of our history. And Britt, actually, Bonneville Point. It's out more towards Mountain Home direction.
Okay,
Nope.
so let's see. Go Bonneville Point. Trying to.
Aww. Field mouse. They're so cute.
Yeah,
That's bad.
Picture.
she found her at work. It was pretty apparent that it had consumed poison bait.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah, so
That's sad. And I mean, it's one of those. It's the risk of having animals, and you never know what's going to happen. Sadly, do everything you can, and sometimes it just doesn't work. And like Mushu, we took him to the vet. We got him his injections for pneumonia. We'd given him a couple of them, and it just he couldn't handle it. So sadly,
I'm getting barked at.
okay, you go, deal doggy. Anyway, so Cyro. Weird things of Twilight Zone. So we've heard about angels rescuing from car wrecks. We've heard about that mystery feeling that's in the air. How about you?
That is a loaded question.
I know. So I saved you for last.
Well, and those of you that are see the world a little differently, in some aspects you're more open to that.
Right.
Yeah, that can be true. Especially, if you're autistic and, your body is producing way too much DMT, even when you're awake. It can definitely open your perception a little bit.
Mhm.
And you can be more susceptible to things like deja vus or memories that were really just things that you dreamt about, but you can't distinguish them from your actual memories, because the main thing that we use to distinguish that is continuity, right? Like, that's how we determine what's real and what's a dream when it comes to what we're remembering. Is it, does it fit within the continuity, right? But often our brains don't keep continuity very well anyway. Like, how many times are you trying to remember something and you're like, oh yeah, I think it was like 20 something when I did that, and then you're like, oh no, I was 16, holy crap, I'm a lot older than I thought I was, right? So yeah, it definitely messes with your perception.
It does. And so, what's one that wasn't part of your perception issue, but something that truly stood out, kind of like they're talking about?
Well, I might have to get back to you on that.
Okay, fair enough. So I'll give you an
It's
example
very
of
tough
mine.
to distinguish,
It-
like I said.
Dude, I understand because I have the same issue. And so I've always had problems with that as far as discerning. And most people just call me crazy. It's like, okay, I'm good with that. But there's one time I remember, and I was living in Oklahoma, and I was riding a ZX 600R. As a motorcycle I was riding. I ride to work every day. Went to, and I always religiously hung my keys right by the door. I still do. As I walk in the door, I immediately hang my keys up. So I know I came home from work that night, hung my keys up. Not a problem. Got up the next morning. Went to go to work, my keys were gone. Didn't know where they were. Like, well, that's weird. So spent the next 20 minutes ripping the house apart. They were nowhere to be found. Okay, fine. I'll take the car. So jumped in my car, went to work, not a big deal, came home. And somehow, mysteriously, once I got home, the keys were hanging back on the hook. Checked with everybody in the family. They're like, no, we looked for them. We never found them. They were not here. And sure enough, after I got home, they were back on the hook. But yet nobody ever found them. So the question arises, if I know that I put them out there the night before, and I know they were home after I drove my car to work and back, why weren't they not there in the morning when I could ride my motorcycle to work? Makes you wonder.
What kind of worst luck did your bad luck save you from?
Right. And that's a great saying, but the question is, where did the keys go? They were not in that house. I mean, I searched the freezer even. I looked everywhere. But nobody ever hung them back up. So how did the keys vanish? And then after the threat was gone, reappear? Silence. I love this too.
No, sorry, there was a whole second conversation happening.
I figured.
He wanted me to ask you about your YZ600,
Is that a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke?
4-stroke.
Yay.
ZX600R.
And I was sitting here trying to desperately remember the thing that I finally remembered that was so weird that it just stood out to me, right? Before I forgot it. And then and I was like, no, please, I'm not going to ask him about that because then I'm going to forget what I was going to talk about. And so I'm sitting there trying to remember it while arguing with him, while also trying to listen to what you were saying. And it just wasn't happening.
You're good. Did you remember?
Yes.
Go for it.
All right. Picture this. Middle of nowhere, Virginia, right? Back roads, coming back from an install that we did in North Carolina. It was when I was running the wireless internet business with my buddy. And we were coming back from a late install. Oh my God. I remember that install vividly because of how much of a pain in the ass it was. We kept breaking masonry bit after masonry bit. We kept running out since it's no man's land, Virginia. Store was like 30 minutes away one way, just to get another one to break it again. Anywho, that's unrelated. Right. We're driving back. It's dark, right? We see this. We're driving down this like kind of dirt road, kind of not. And we see this car pulled over, and you do what you do. You stop. You see, make sure they're, all right. They don't need any help. And we stop, and the guy like plasters himself up against the window, and he's like, "Hi, I'm from Jersey." Right? And we're like, "Cool. Can we help you? Like, are you good?" And he's like, "I'm lost." And so we helped him figure out where he was going, and he's sitting there the whole time, like very obviously on something, right? And his girl was too, very obviously on something, but they were just so out of pocket, like did not belong there. No idea how they got there. He was supposed to be like 100-something miles the other direction over by 95 You're
not talking about BTK, are you?
No. It was just such a weird thing for that to happen. I don't know. And so that just stands out in my head as a memory that I will never forget. And I know that happened because it was just so weird. But did it because it was so weird? Like, did I dream it? Who knows? Twilight Zone.
That's a good question. And yeah, especially with people like you and I, where we don't decipher near as well what's real and what's reality. And I know frequently, probably once a month, I wake up and having a nightmare or something. And when I ask somebody, no, you're having a nightmare, you're okay. And until I can hear her voice and see her, it's like, okay, this is where I really am. I can't decipher them. And it makes it very challenging some days in life.
When we first got into recovery,
Oh, yeah.
I have some, sensory vivid dreams that I swear were real. That it took me a few minutes to realize, no, I really wasn't high.
Right.
I was stone cold sober, but I'd had the dream and it was so vivid.
That's
So,
how I
yeah.
dream every single night. It feels like it's
Oh.
reality, and then I wake up and I have to realize it's not.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Mm.
I see and hear and feel, and there's colors and sounds, and it feels like it's real life.
Yeah,
Right.
and
bizarre.
tastes and feels and yeah.
Here's the thing. Given what we know about quantum mechanics, right, and the way quantum field theory operates, it is very realistically possible that using continuity to determine what is real and what isn't is not a very good way of doing that, right? So who's to say that the continuity is what's real, or that because it's not within our continuity, it's not real?
So is this
It's
like
very-
a continuity error in a movie where you catch that one little thing out of place?
Right. It
Okay.
could just be something that is occurring elsewhere in a parallel universe very close to ours, and you're picking up on that because when you're in deep sleep, your brain enters a very receptive state, right? It's that those delta patterns get nice and low, so it could potentially be those waves could be excited. It's like particle excitation, but you can have wave excitation if you have another very strong signature nearby in the quantum field, right?
Right.
So
So it's interesting. Then you got to ask yourself, and they've theorized this before. I mean, they talk about it like in books in the Wheel of Time. They say everybody must wake from the dream, meaning that this is the dream. This isn't reality. So then you've got to ask yourself, well, we talk about things like being bumped. What if when you get bumped is actually when you woke up? You ever think of that? Maybe this is the dream world. Basically, you just woke up, went back to reality for a while, then came back. Like, that's why it feels weird. Who knows?
not to mention, your brain is very finicky about how it stores memories, right? And it has a lot to do with your perception of time. Do you ever feel like you'll have like time is just moving so much faster, right, than it used to? It typically feels like that when you've entered a pattern of routine, because your brain associates time with adventure. It associates it with experiencing new things, which is why most memories in adults and more senior people comes from their age range of between 17 to 26. Most of their memories that they can actively recall and feel that their life was very full and a lot happened in that short window, right? It's because it was new things and it was adventure and there was charged emotions, and your brain needs the emotions to apparently store long-term memory. So if you're in that routine, your life has gotten dull, you're not having an adventure, you're not exploring or experiencing new things, it literally shrinks your perception of time and makes it move so much faster, and you feel like your life goes by like that. But spend your days filling it with new experiences and full of emotion and charged experiences, and you will experience a life that feels like you've been around for so long.
That's weird. People think I'm weird because my first memory is from when I was less than a year old. I have memories from being a toddler. Yes. And everybody's like, I don't remember anything before I was like 5 or 6 or 7. I'm like, how could you not? I remember everything. I don't know why that is.
I hit my head.
That explains a lot.
It is actually, a lot of people don't remember from before they were verbal. They don't have those stores. They all get little blips of memory from there. Like there's one particular preschool teacher I had when my mom, we took me to a co-op preschool, and I was there before the most kids. So I was there when I was like 2. I remember little blips of it. The paint, the smell of the paint, or something like, to this day, I still cannot stand the smell of tempera paint. Because it smells like sour eggs to me. And I associate that with that preschool. It's something that triggers that memory. Unless a lot of people don't recall memory, unless there's something, especially when they were really little. They associate it with something big or strong. I had my appendix out when I was 3. I remember the Jell-O nurse. I don't know her name, but she was the nurse that always brought me Jell-O.
Yeah.
And I had a thing for red Jell-O. And so she made sure there was always red Jell-O.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, it's things like that I remember.
Emotion.
Right. Emotionally driven, whether it's good or bad, because traumatic emotion being their extreme can have just an effect as a very positive emotion. But usually your traumatics are more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember 2 instances where I completely lose my memory. It's when I wasn't joking. I really did hit my head, cracked my skull open.
Ooh,
I don't remember.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I don't remember anything before that. I just remember cracking my skull, and then I remember I stopped the chainsaw blade with my hand.
Ooh.
And
There's
I have
better
a
ways
scar.
to do that.
Yeah, I have a scar for it, but I remember putting my hand near the chainsaw, closing my hand like this, and then everything else is black. I don't remember the trip to the hospital. I don't remember being in the hospital. I just remember waking up and having that scar. Everything blacked out after that.
Your brain's protecting you from the memory. Or from the remembering the pain and the trauma.
Right. Who knows? Maybe it was your brother that did it to you, and so you're trying to block that out. Hey, my brother did this to me, so that's why I got this scar. I blame him for it. He says, no, I did it, but it's been a fight for 40 years, 50 years, whatever. And
that's the other thing. The brain will block out memories of things that you do that you have difficulty reconciling with your vision of who you are as well.
Right. And so that brings about a great question that kind of goes along. This is, are we really who we think we are? If we've blocked all this stuff out, if we've removed a lot of the pieces of, because we didn't think that's who we were, so therefore we don't remember them, are we really us? Or are we living a falsity of life?
Well, I have a thought on that, and then I'll have to dip because I did make a promise to my daughter.
Okay.
Aww.
Hi, Lily.
So, my thought on that is, here's the thing. Can you change what you did a second ago?
No.
Can you make a different decision a second ago?
No.
Okay. Can you make a decision a second from now?
Yes.
Can you though?
Can you make? No, because that's then.
Right.
You'd
be making a decision
now.
then. You're not making that decision now.
Right.
And even if you decide I'm going to make that decision then, right? You were just making that decision to make that decision then. You didn't make that decision yet, right?
Right.
Until you do it, you cannot interact, change, nothing, right? So was that you back then? And is that you later on? You are constantly evolving, you are constantly changing, but you are just a blip. You are just a moment constantly through space, right? You're
That's
not
a great
back then.
point.
You're not there. Just right now. And all you can choose to do is try to be better than you were just a little bit ago.
You know, that's a great thought, because we get so wrapped up as like, I'm going to be better tomorrow than I was yesterday. It's like, you really can't. You can only be better right now. And literally, life is nothing but a series of microscopic choices. Turn left, turn right, take a drink, don't take a drink. I mean, that's it. That is our lifetime. And it's really kind of interesting if you narrow it down. Yeah. Cheers, brother. If you narrow it down to those finite moments of time, truth is nobody knows. They don't know what tomorrow holds. They don't know what yesterday was. It's always now.
Right. So, but been fun, guys.
Okay.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Solo. Bye, TK.
Bye.
I
Later,
saw
Emily.
Lucky TK.
Have fun, guys.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you. And there were 4. Wow, we're dropping like flies tonight.
So
And you
You
drank a fly earlier.
so you asked if about how do we really know who we are
Right.
if we've got all this stuff that we don't remember. Well, if we don't remember it, are we not the person that we think we are? If we don't recall these events, yes, it's entirely possible that they impacted our formation, our character formation. However, if we don't actively recall them, do they consciously versus subconsciously, do they consciously affect who we are?
I think I have the other problem. I remember everything, but I have a hard time letting it go. And all those negative things, especially the things that I didn't do but were done to me, if I don't let them go, it drags me down and it makes me a person that's not able to function or improve or get better or anything like that. So that's my issue.
Serenity has that issue.
I do. Very much so. And it haunts me. And it's one of the hardest things. And that's like Smiley, you and I have talked about this before, is sometimes we have to learn to let it go, or at least bury it deep enough to not let it hold us back.
Right.
And it's a challenge sometimes because, there's always that whisper in the back of your head. It's like, you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not whatever enough. And, man, that's an evil voice. You got to drown it. You got to, take it out in the woods and leave it there if you can. And if not, throw some dirt on its face, something. Choke it. do whatever you got to do, because if you listen to it and you allow that to linger back there, it's going to hold you back at all times. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to worry about failing or looking stupid or whatever else. It's not okay to let that fear make the next decision in line for you. And that's what a lot of us do.
Agreed.
Yes.
See,
What
I
are
can
you
think.
eating? Sorry, I see something sticking out of Wild Angel's mouth. I go, what are you eating?
No, I was holding a stitch marker.
Oh, it looks like the head of a Smurf or something. I'm like, she's munching Smurfs. What is she doing over there?
It's blue.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
you're
so-
not wrong on a Smurf. It's a
Perfect.
Smurf
Okay.
safety pin.
Carl, I'm going to turn it over to you for a sec. I got to duck out, use the restroom. I will be right back, guys.
See, I can remember my past mistakes and things that I did that go against who I am. And I think that definitely helps me personally shape me into who I am today.
That's cool.
So I don't really think that my memory is blocking out so much of the bad decision I made, but they definitely help me turn into someone better.
But like the memory of like stopping the blade,
Right.
what you don't remember
Right, the pain.
about it.
And yeah, that was so weird. I just remember everything going black, and my dad was like, "Yeah, you were screaming the whole way to the hospital." And then got in the hospital, and they did their stuff, and I don't recall anything about that. I just remember waking up and there being a scar there. And it actually took me a long time to recall the memory of stopping the chainsaw. It wasn't until I was like 16 when I started thinking about that. I was like, "What? How did I get this scar?" And then I really thought about it. I was like, "Oh yeah."
My youngest daughter got bit in the face by a dog. She had over 50 stitches in her face.
Mm-hmm.
she does not to this day, and she was 4, so it's been 20 years. She still to this day does not remember the whole incident. Because her brain is protecting her from that.
That's interesting.
At least that's the way it's been explained to us.
Mm-hmm.
They told us she would have some short-term memory loss around it, but she actually has hours that day that she doesn't remember. So
Weird what our brain does to help us out.
it is, yeah.
And some memories you just like Serenity was saying, like you just can't forget, and you wish you could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, it's one of those slow nights.
Hey, that's fine.
The week is kind of winding down, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
Yay!
Yes. And Rose says that's terrifying. I've been there. I was bit and dragged by my arm when I was 4 to 5 by a dog that belonged to a neighbor. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we got
Very
a little dog.
scary.
Little dog bites are actually worse than big dog bites in a lot of cases
Really?
because they are little and they want to protect themselves against something bigger. They're in general more ferocious in their attack.
You know, that makes a lot of sense because I know Crow's kind of that way. He's a little guy, but he's more psychotic than I
He
am.
is.
Dude's crazy as a bed bug.
Yep.
Yep.
Easter egg
Oh
nog.
God. We were sitting there in the 1 o'clock meeting at work, and for those who don't know, obviously because they're not there, they go through everything that we have to do, and they go, "Is this done? Is this done? Is this done?" And started asking me, "Is this done?" I was like, "Yep, yep, yep," because it was a lot of. And then one of the guys started, "I'm gonna start calling you Yes Man, because that's all you've been saying." I was like, "No, all I've been saying is Yep." He's like, "All right, Yep Man."
Whoa, look at that. Action Crypto. How you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
Action. No, Action. They're actually holding on to leaving the drawing open through the weekend because it was such short notice, and to accommodate people in other time zones or other countries, and we're leaving everything open for the weekend.
Right. And so, yes, everybody welcome Action Crypto. As you guys
Hi.
heard me at the very beginning, talked about Action.
Mhm.
Says, hi, Smiley. And yeah, he was on the stream with me and Alex and James Felton, everybody over there, and had a great time. And Action even donated 2 hardware wallets to the giveaway. So
That's
one more.
awesome.
It's one more things you can win. I don't even own a hardware wallet. Yeah, one of these days I'm saving my pennies. But if you guys want to enter the hardware wallet, the hand crocheted Henry, the BioFi tokens, or the Monstro NFTs, all you have to do is jump over to Alex's stream on Yabunks here on YouTube. Go down the description of the stream, and there's all the different ways in which you can donate. They include PayPal, directly to an EVM compatible wallet. One of the best is Patreon, because a lot of people forget that it's not just about this surgery and this tragedy that we have to deal with right now, but it's also taking care of the animals on a day-to-day basis over time. And that's where the Patreons really become important there, because these animals always need food, and they're going to need constant medical attention, new housing, fences, things like that. And that's where the Patreons really stand out. So if you haven't already, go over, subscribe to Yabunks' channel, and make sure to subscribe to Action's channel down there. And put forth a little bit. And you know what? Even if you can't afford to donate, spread it the word. Share that video out to your Twitter, your Facebook. Just let the world know about it, because maybe you can't help, but maybe you can connect with somebody who can. So, Jumbo, I'm sending you some now that you know you need. Thank you, Action. I appreciate it, bro. It's one of those things I just never got around to. And yes, I'm getting there. I'm growing up, one piece at a time. Absolutely, Alex. And there's Yabunks himself right there. So, guys, this community is all about having fun and helping each other. whether that's education, whether that's just hanging out Friday night and talking about the crazy stuff that we do, or helping the animals. Either way, whatever you can do to put a little bit of positivity in someone's life, and take the opportunity and do it. So, Alex, it is my honor and my pleasure to help any way I can, brother.
I know my favorite way to donate is to send the super stickers from the YouTube. Because whenever you pull it up on the bar to like show it off, it doesn't show the sticker. It explains the sticker. like dancing controller says woot woot.
Right, yeah. Put all the emojis in. That really messes with everybody. Screws up content creators all the time. It's like, what does that even mean? So, guys, now if you just tuned in, we'll do a quick recap because I know we had a couple people come in here. Is we also have a giveaway that's going to be running here. Now, I gave a brief description of it and I put it in the Down Home Crypto Discord. But this is where you're going to have to start paying attention because we are going to have a giveaway of a crypto wallet. Whoa, I just zoomed in on the wrong screen. That was bad. That is already funded with Cure Crew tokens. Now, the trick is you have to actually find the words to the seed phrase, and they're going to be hidden all across social media. Could be Twitter, could be Facebook, could be YouTube, could be on video, could be in Discord. Now, I'm not just going to write them on a wall, something simple. Nah, this is going to be much more insidious. Yes, that's a good word for it. Because one of these words could be in Morse code. It could be in the flashy light you see on a boat. It could be a foreign language or ancient hieroglyphics. It could be in any form. So what you've got to do is get the 12-word seed phrase, and it'll be in 12 hints, and I will guarantee you do at least one a week, starting from right now. So from here out, man, it's fair game. And nobody else knows them but me. So good luck to all of you.
Not even me.
No, not even Wild Angel.
You can't
Nobody
bribe
knows.
me.
He's very evil. It could be something as simple as it's on his background. Or on the shelf.
Yeah. I could one day slide my microphone down to show you Karma Farm's Sanctuary sticker, and you could have a word or something written right there next to it. I mean, you have no idea, but I can be very, very evil. I promise.
Yes, he can.
And Ashley says, I joined Discord, got to figure it out later. Got sidetracked with vegan tattoo fundraiser. Yeah.
Yes,
You
you
know,
did.
Ashley, I got sidetracked there too, but I had a blast. We had some amazing people and some awesome conversations. So thank you for joining us, Ashley. Oh, by the way, Alex, do you want to know where Ashley was? Yeah. Guess who I found? So, guys, tonight's topic is the Twilight Zone. Now, we've all had these experiences. We've been talking about them so far. And I want to give you guys one that'll really creep you out. Okay, if whether it's paranormal or you believe it, ghosts or not, whatever. So this is back when my youngest daughter, I think, was 3. I think she was 3 and Gage was 4. So both of them very little, very young. And one day they're supposed to be going to bed. We walk in and say, who are you guys talking to? Because kept hearing voices. It's really weird. And I could tell that Ray was talking to somebody. So again, there's like, who you talk to? And she goes, Teresa. I'm like, excuse me? Yeah, Teresa. Okay, that's odd. And so I am the youngest of 4 children. Okay, my oldest brother, Michael, and then myself is the youngest. In between, we have Tommy and Teresa. They did not survive past the age of 1. So that's in the past and stuff. I never got to know them because I'm the youngest. But we've always felt their presence. We've always believed that they were there. Well, about a year later, Ray drew a picture of this little girl in a blue and white, kind of an older style dress. Looked kind of interesting. And I remember asking, I was like, okay, who is that? She's like, well, that's Teresa. And she drew a little girl with brown hair in this blue and white dress and showed it to my mom. And she's like, yeah, that was Teresa's dress, that exact style.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, that's creepy. But there were several times we would go in and the kids would be playing and we would have to tell Tommy and Teresa, stop. They've got to go to bed. And stop playing with them, stop tormenting them. And we had strange things happen. I had a remote control car sitting on a shelf one day. Nothing around it, and it just takes off and shoots itself off of the shelf.
I was just thinking about that.
Right, you remember that?
Because I was sitting in the office with you.
Right.
And I have triplet brothers that were born and passed in an auto accident before I was even around, several years before I was born. And it was kind of weird. I got the feeling that it was my brother Ethan and Tommy playing.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of Serenity and like the Twilight Zone situations, I always think about the time you got in that motorcycle accident with that tree. You
Oh,
ended up on
yeah.
the other side of the tree.
Yep.
I don't remember that one.
First wreck I ever got into on a motorcycle, I running a GPZ 900, and I was racing to work, and is down off Chinon State, and anyway, jumped a ran a light at about 70 miles an hour, and the road goes up and down. Well, it came down, and there was sand, and there's a corner. Well, I laid the bike down, I slid, and the bike slid into a huge-ass tree. That's what stopped it. Well, I got up on the exact opposite side of the tree. I couldn't see the bike from where I landed. So how did I get around the tree?
Whoa.
Weird stuff like that has happened to me my entire life. It's very odd. But I think we've all got experiences like that, whether it be deja vu. So the real question is, what do you guys think these odd occurrences are?
I have a feeling a good amount of it's coincidental.
You think so? Okay.
Like deja vu, especially like kind of like in the movie The Matrix, where the deja vu thing happened, where the cat
Right.
comes by and the cat comes by again. I feel like
Same cat.
situations like that in real life is just coincidence. A lot of it, not all of it, but definitely a lot of it.
Okay. What about you, Smiley?
I think that Crow's right for some of it, but I also think that there's a spiritual world. I believe that, and I think that I don't know if there's like, I wish Cy were here because I would love to ask him if he thinks that geographically there's places on the earth where those two are thin or close together, and so sometimes maybe they interact in some way. I don't know. I don't have like a solid belief that it's one thing or another, but I think that there's possibilities there.
Okay, so you're thinking kind of like the Bermuda Triangle or something like that, where
Yes.
the magnetic fields are all screwed up. That's where things really go horribly wrong. And
Yes.
there's not only the spiritual aspect or the phenomena aspect, but also scientific evidence of something is awry there.
Like the laws of physics get tweaked there because of something, like the magnetics of the poles is different or something like that. I don't know.
Well, there's been constant documentation about like ley lines
Mhm.
intersecting
Right.
points, and it's kind of interesting because there'll be different people who say the same thing over and over, but they're all believing something different. But they all agree on that these ley lines are a thing.
Oh, okay.
The energy lines.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't know Cyril was going to duck out early. That's one reason why I picked this topic, because I knew he's been really working on the whole interdimensional, I forget what he called it earlier. But he got all kinds of wound up about this new science where even the Chat GPT confirmed his theories. And it says, well, yes, you can test that if you can build this device, which like folds space-time. And it's like, whoa, okay, that's mind-blowing. Yeah. It's some next level stuff. And but either way, we all experience it in one way, shape, or form. And it's whether it's the acceleration of time when we're having fun, or when we get older, whether it's deja vu, whether it's spooks and specters or goblins or things like that. And I think we've all had those weird experiences. So I really thought this would be fun to kind of dig in and find out who's experienced what and what do you think they are.
I, for a long time, actually kept a dream log. Like when I'd have a dream, especially a dream that I had repeatedly. Sometimes several years later, I would get that deja vu feeling, and I would go back and look at the dream log. And I had about a 98% accuracy on it of an event happening several years later, coinciding with a dream that I had several years previous. It was just really kind of cool, but it was kind of scary too, because Like the night I had the dream with Serenity. And I told him, just don't leave the house. Because I have that long time accuracy rate. I take those seriously. And he respected that. It was nice. But yeah, it was
That's kind of
It
weird
is.
because, like, I don't dream.
that you
I-
remember.
Very much don't dream. But when I do dream, which is very few, it is never good.
Oh.
It's
So you
always
don't remember the bad stuff.
It's only I'm falling or I'm getting chased or something bad is happening. But I wake up and if I do dream, I do not recall it at all.
Well, we'd have to. Alex probably knows since I was not here, but I believe that you have to achieve a level of REM sleep on a regular basis. Otherwise, you basically go insane. Your brain short circuits.
Yep.
It requires it for certain chemical distribution or something. I don't know the details of it. I'm sure Alex or Cyril would know. But so that's the whole concept. Because I used to be that way, where I only remember the horrific dreams when I was younger. And I often wondered if it wasn't because I was so wound up, so tight, like Cyril was talking earlier. You know, in that younger age, it's all about the excitement. And that's why time goes so slow, because like it's always the next adventure, the next, you know, the fight, the battle, the accomplish this, the do this. And now that I've slowed down, I've got old. I'll be honest. I'm just old, okay? Young whippersnapper. You know, I've been able to remember more dreams, and they don't have to be nearly as traumatic to remember them. And so I wonder if that coincides with that. I'd be real curious. What do you think, Smiley?
I don't know. I only have one bad dream that's repeated over and over and over again. And it's where somebody is trying to break into my house and I run around and I'm locking all the windows and doors and I get to the last window in my bedroom. And as I'm about to close it, this guy sticks his arm through the window with a gun in his hand.
Oh,
And I don't close it in time. And I've had that one over and over again. But it's the only like bad dream I ever have is that one same dream. I hate that dream.
So it makes you wonder, is that maybe a foreshadowing?
I hope not.
see, for me, that would be one I'd put in my log.
Okay.
Because you've had the same dream repeatedly.
Yes.
Right.
So
So
that
it's
was
always
one
the
I
same
would.
window.
Yes,
Sorry.
and it's the same window. Yes. That
Okay.
that I cannot get to in time to close.
Same time of year.
I don't. Well, I live in California, so the weather is pretty much the
You-
same most of the
It's
time.
always the same.
Fair enough.
You know?
Same weather pattern.
Yeah, it's never raining. It's always just like a clear night. It's always at nighttime,
So
and I'm always
Yeah.
alone in the house.
okay.
Yeah,
So
for
let
me,
me
those
ask
would
you-
all be flags to log.
Okay.
But what if now here's one of those weird questions. This is where we hit the Twilight Zone level. So oftentimes I have things like that, and whether it's deja vu. And in my deja vu, if I stop and I pause, and I've talked to Crow about this before, is in my deja vu, I think I did this. So what I'll do is I'll do something totally different. What? When I remembered this feeling before, I get the feeling I turned right. So I'm going to turn left today and see what happens. Have you ever thought about doing anything to that window, boarding it up, changing it, putting bars on it, something to change it and see if your dream changes with it?
No, but that's a great idea. I should do that.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll take away the fear, or it'll prevent something. I don't know. I'll do that.
Right.
Maybe it is a warning to
Right.
make a change. Like that night I had that feeling with Serenity. Don't leave. Just stay
Right.
here. I have gone back when I get that deja vu feeling and I'll look back at the log. You go, well, this is what happened. I need to change this so this doesn't happen or it doesn't play out, because potentially something I was doing would have caused it to happen. And so if I change something, can I affect the space-time continuum? For
There you
lack
go.
of a better way to, because maybe I'm seeing it in another we see these time loops
Right.
in movies and stuff. Well, what if
Right.
I'm experiencing that and I can change it to change the destiny?
I
Interesting.
remember a Twilight Zone situation with my dad. He went to go to work one day, got in his car, went to go start it, didn't work. And he sat there for the next like 3 hours, just try to work on his car, try to get it to start. Finally got it to start, drove off to work, and he found out later that day, he was scrolling through the news, on his route to work, there was a huge accident, like 20, 30 car pileup that would have coincided right when he was driving to work.
Final Destination stuff. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that goes into what kind of worst luck did your bad luck save you from?
Right.
My car was stolen.
Oh.
The next day, Serenity remembers this. The next
Yeah.
day I was driving, my little car, like sedan kind of car.
Toyota thing.
Yeah, it was a sedan. It's like a Corolla or something.
Mm-hmm.
The next day I was driving the big Suburban. I drive in the way I do, same time every day, same place every day. I get to turn onto our side street and I'm pulling into a center lane to turn. Somebody jumped the turn lane for the light. If I had been in my car, they would not have seen me. I would not have stopped. And they were like, the brakes screeched when they stopped. They were accelerating to jump the line. If I had been in my car, something seriously bad could have happened. And so that's kind of my motto. What kind of worse luck did my bad luck save me from?
So do you think that's by design, that somebody controlled that in some way?
The universe does strange things, puts us where we're supposed to be, causes things to happen for a certain, whatever you believe in.
Right.
Some people it's God, other people, whatever universal power you believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the universe does things
I was driving.
either cause something to happen or to avoid something.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving to work a while back on a 4-wheeler, and apparently I was speeding because I got pulled over. And I ended up having to sit there for like 4 hours because I didn't have my license yet. So I'd have someone come and get me. But I found out later that day, actually it took me a while because they didn't want to release the knowledge, but there was a gas explosion at work.
Oh.
Oh, whoa.
Yep.
So had you been at work, you would have been exploded.
Ooh.
Possibly.
Maybe? Possibly.
Interesting. So
Like your
makes-
keys, Serenity.
Right, exactly. And it's those things that make you have that. Personally, I have to stop and wonder. It's like, what could have happened? What would have happened? And so, even though in life things go wrong, whether we lose our keys, we have a flat tire, a car won't start, whatever it is, sometimes you have to really stop and think, what could have gone wrong? So maybe this isn't quite as bad as I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a tough mindset, but it creates that weird paradox. It's like, okay, so if I think this is bad's going to happen, but I do this, what if I don't do this bad thing? Is it still going to happen? You got to ask yourself, the chicken or the egg, man. This gets crazy.
I just read something today on X, I think it was, that was saying that when people, like, you have a boyfriend who dumps you and you feel really horrible, but then you should be really grateful that they didn't, like, hang around and make your life miserable.
Right.
Because that wasn't the right person. And you need to find somebody, in your life that's better for you or is happy to be there. So I have to remember that too.
Exactly. And, there's so many different pieces of knowledge out there, and some people call them proverbs. Others are, they might be fortunes. Some are just philosophies. And one of my biggest ones is out of the Book of Illusions. And it talks about how, and I'm sure Crow has it really handy, more than likely knowing him, because, there he is. But briefly, it says that true family is rarely grows up under the same household or is rarely of the same blood. family is one of mutual respect and love for each other's success.
That's
And I know
true,
Chris-
I think.
It is. It's a phenomenal thought. And because so many people think, well, that's your brother. You have to love them and respect them and care for them. It's like, no, I don't. I don't have to respect them. And that's one thing I've taught my children very much so is that, I don't expect you to respect me because I'm your dad. I expect you to respect me because I do what I say I'll do. I follow through. And that is very important to me, even if it's something I don't want to do. And like I tell the kids all the time, it's like, please do not make me ground you because I will do it. I have to do it. Otherwise, you'll never believe in me. And so I have to carry the punishment as well as the good with it. And it's a challenging position to be in.
I would think so. Isn't it hard being a dad too? Because I would think you are the type of person that if you were wrong, you would apologize and say so. But I know that there's a lot of parents, and I have friends who have parents that would never do that because they're like, I'm the dad. I'm always right, no matter even if I'm wrong.
Exactly.
I have to give Serenity kudos on that one. When he is wrong, he admits it.
That's
and he
awesome.
makes the amends for it.
Cool.
I didn't know it always used to be that way. Go for it, Crow. Let's hear it.
The bond that links your true family is not one of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's life. Rarely do members of one family grow up under the same roof. I got the page almost memorized.
Good man. And that's it's a very profound thought. But if you really think about it, oh, my microphone's up there. That's because Karma Farmer wants to say hi. Hi. And that's a great thing is Karma Farms, Alex, Action, everybody. This is really what bonds this family. And that's why in Down Home Crypto, I always say good morning family. It's not, hey, good morning people or friends. It's family because you know what? We don't have to be born into the same house or of the same blood, but we do have to share each other's success and their passion and their joy. And it's about lifting each other up, not about standing on top of it. And so it's a very different mindset, but a lot of people don't have that. Like you're talking there, Smiley, is, you should respect your father. Why? Because he's your father and he's always right. No, he's not. Hate to say it. He may think he is. And oftentimes our perception is very unique. And that comes down to the whole Twilight Zone thing is because what one person perceives and the other perceives, even though they saw the same situation, they will have very different explanations of what happened.
And that's why communication's important too, because you need to share what you thought and you heard someone else say so that they can say, oh, that's not what I meant. Or, no, that's, you heard me say that and I said something different. I don't know. You need to get on the same page.
Like I said earlier, I had a guy from work get mad at me and he walked out of work first thing Monday. And people asked me, like, what'd you say to him? What'd you do? I was like, nothing. I didn't yell at him. I didn't do anything. It's like, I don't know what happened. He finally came back to work Wednesday, and I sat down and had a chat with him. And it was some, in my opinion, silly, but we talked it out. And it's all about, if he would have talked to me, we could have figured it out then and there. But
Right.
instead, he decided to walk out of work.
And he still had a job.
Not my decision.
Yeah, we know how that one plays.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Crow, you and I we've gotten to points where I've gotten pissed at you. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm walking away. That way I don't lose my shit. But then we would sit down and have a heart to heart. We would communicate. It's like, okay, this is what I perceived. You tell me your side. And it's like, okay, and we could find a common ground. But without that communication, without taking the time to talk to somebody or to share your thoughts or your feelings, putting yourself out there, you can never truly find that communication. There we go. Cover Farm shout out.
And a one to save many. Shout out.
There you go.
It says one to save a few to save many, many to save the world. All starts with one.
Aw.
It's
It's
who
true.
Alex does Alex's shirts, his stickers is one to save many.
There you go.
So shout out to both.
Yeah, but
Yes.
communication's way important
Yes.
in any relationship.
Right. So, what do you guys find the most challenging to communicate about? Well, let's just say the last situation you really found hard to communicate. What was it?
conflict.
Okay.
There was a conflict of some kind, and just trying to communicate through that. I'm not a big conflict person. I really don't like it because I'm an all or nothing kind of person. So if there's conflict, it's like 0 to 60 in like a microsecond.
Yeah.
And
Psychos are us.
it can be, yeah. And so I have a problem with conflict. I will avoid it if I can, to the point of shutting down and withdrawing. So that's my communication issue.
What about yours, girl?
I'd have to say personal insecurities. I don't have problems with talking about conflict. I don't have problems anything else, but having the courage to say this something's wrong with me, that's something I do struggle with. Not super, like I can't do it at all, but I definitely struggle with it.
I think that's pretty fair. I mean, that shows our mortality. It shows we're not superheroes. We're not rock stars. We're not movie stars. We're just people. And you know, I know, Smiley, you and I had a conversation a while back about that. Is when no matter who you're talking to, I don't care if it's, you know, the president of the United States or a rock star or, you know, whoever it is, remember that when they get the flu, man, it's coming out both ends. It doesn't matter who you are. It's just the way it is. And when you start remembering somebody like that, and I don't care if it's Brad Pitt, if that boy's got the flu, he's got stomach bug or whatever, yeah, there is nothing attractive about hurling your guts up in a sink. It's just not going to happen. So it makes them more real. And I think that's one problem that we all fall into, is we put people on pedestals. Simple fact is, nobody can live up to the pedestal in which we put them on. How about you, Smiley? What's your hardest thing?
Well, I won't name this person, but this person and I'm starting to stand up for myself more. And so recently I said that something that this person said hurt my feelings, but then he said, "Oh, you're just being sensitive." And I felt kind of being like I was dismissed, like it didn't matter that I felt that way, but I was trying to communicate and trying to figure out a different way that maybe we could handle a situation. So like that was like the quickest way to shut me down, is to say, "Oh, you're being too sensitive."
Right. And
It was
so
hard.
welcome back, Ashley. Glad you made it. You know, that's a great thought. And so as an old timer, us old dogs, I've learned one thing in my age. I don't know what Crow's doing, but he's doing something smart ass down there. Yeah, I knew you were. One realization I've come to is, plain and simple, time is finite. Money's easy. They print new money every day. It's irrelevant. Okay, we got to have it to pay bills and stuff, but it's nothing more than a tool. That's the way we need to look at it. I don't care if that's crypto money, that's fiat money, that's whatever. It's all fleeting. Okay. As far as what material aspects we have, you know what? Those are fleeting too. You know, they're luxuries. They make our life more comfortable, things like that. But time, that is the true limited thing, because there's only a certain amount, and we don't know how much there is. So every second of every day that you spend doing something or with someone makes that person valuable. And the more time you spend doing that task or with that person shows their worth. Now, my belief is that if I'm spending time with somebody and they are negating that, or they don't give a shit, or they just aren't returning it, or they're blowing me off, like you're talking about, sorry, I am worth more than that. And if that's what you think my time is worth, then obviously you're not worth my time. And I will absolutely sever my ties. Politely and respectfully. I won't even get angry about it. I'm like, you know what? I just simply won't talk to you. I won't spend time with you.
There's a scene from a movie, I think it was called like The Bronx Tale, I want to say. There's a scene from it where there's a guy trying to get money from someone. He's like, "Hey, you owe me $10. And he's trying his money. The guy kept running. And the guy was like, the mob boss says, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm trying to get my money back." He's like, "How much does he owe you?" He's like, $10. And he's like, "Cool. You spent that $10 and that person's out of your life forever. You don't need them."
There you go. Done deal. So, Smiley, in your situation, I gotta ask you, is it really worth the fight to communicate and earn this person's respect to where they don't blow you off? Is it somebody that you respect and you want to have a relationship? And if so, what are you willing to do to work out a amicable relationship? Or would it be easier to say, you know what, we're done. Later, have a nice life.
Well, it's something I still need to have a relationship with this person. So I have to figure out how to make it work. And it's not easy because my go-to is to just run away and pretend nothing's wrong. But I don't think that's healthy to do that anymore. So I'm trying to learn how to stand up for who I am and have boundaries.
Good
It's
job.
not easy though.
No, it's very difficult.
Mhm.
It is challenging.
So,
Good.
I
Okay,
don't know.
yeah,
I was
Okay.
kind of blah blah blah, trying to
Okay,
figure
fair enough.
out
And
figuring
you
out
know,
what
it
I
is
wanted to
challenging.
say.
Yeah, it is challenging. It is hard. And, you know, drawing the line in the sand with somebody, especially somebody you care about, or like in my situation currently, it's who my son is dating, his girlfriend, fiance. And I had to draw that line in the sand. Say, okay, these are the expectations of anybody within this household. If you are not willing to meet these expectations, then you are not welcome in this household. And I'm kind of an extremist, as you guys probably know by now. I even did this with my oldest son. When after he graduated high school, I said, it's really simple. You're not going to sit here for 2 more months on the couch playing video games, doing nothing. So you have 30 days. You're either going to join the military or join the Job Corps. But either way, you're out the door in 30 days. He went in the Army for 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's one of those that I had to do. I had to do it for my own peace of mind and for well-being of the family, the respect of everyone. Because to have one person as a dead weight holding the whole family down, just not okay. And me being the dad, that's kind of my job, is to be the hard ass, if you will. I had to draw the line. And even with my own son, it's like, no, here's the game. One way or another. And that will mean that you will show up one day and you will have your box and your shit will be on the front porch and you're out. So one way or another, you're going to do something.
But he respected you enough to believe you. He took you seriously and did something. That's cool.
Yeah. I was not always so calm and peaceful as I am today. You can ask Wild Angel, and Crow's seen me in my less than calm state. Yeah, I'm borderline. No, I'm not borderline. I'm just flat ass crazy. There's no borderline to it. And I'm not proud of that fact. That's part of my addiction. That's part of that I've learned to deal with in recovery, things like that. I used to be extremely explosive, very controlling, and in a very unhealthy way. And so I've had to learn that. But first thing I had to do was acknowledge it. And I had to realize that was a weakness, not a strength. And I think a lot of people really look at that as a strength. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm Superman. Now, you know what? I will cry during Brother Bear and Bambi and like everything else. Yeah, I cry like a little girl. I think it takes more courage to show emotion and to talk about emotion like we're talking here than it does to bury it or hide it or run from it. What do you guys think?
And I totally agree.
I actually, there was a really cool class. It was an optional class in high school that I was able to take. And it wasn't, class is not the right term. It was like every lunch or something, there was a bunch of men who got into a group meeting. And that's all we did was talk about emotions and talk about that and figure out ways to not just stuff it up and be super controlling or anything like that.
Exactly. And you know, in today's society, it's weird because this is that whole Twilight Zone thing. Because, I mean, everything about society says, well, you got to be pretty, you got to be popular, you got to be in the right crowds, you got to do the right thing, drive the right car. What if you don't? Does that make you an alien? Does that make you an outsider? No. Personally, I think it makes you a superhero. Because you realize you don't have to do those things. You don't have to do what they say. You don't have to be the way they think you should be. You have the courage and the heart to stand above all of that. And that's what I consider a lion in this world. And I would much rather live one day as a lion than 1,000 years as a sheep. And I think we need more people like that. More people that just say what they mean. You don't have to be aggressive or hurtful doing it, but authenticity is absolutely critical, especially in today's age.
Yeah, and being authentic. Alex was saying that, you know, as much as Serenity has grown in his channel, he is still the real Serenity. He hasn't changed to be who he thinks he needs to be on here. And Smiley Girl, I can see the same thing going for you because you're just you. The bubbly, cheerful, I imagine you with a big grin on your face all day, every day. Because that's what
Wow.
I hear in your voice.
Okay, I'm going to be totally real here right now. Okay, so Serenity had to deal with me this week because I had a really, really bad day. And he's like, what's going on? Because I showed up to record with him and I was so down. And, you know, most people see me, most of the time I am really smiley and happy. Most of the time, like 95%. But there's that 5% that I don't let many people see, and I let Serenity see it. And he was really nice about it. He was like, oh, this is the real Smiley. And I'm like, yeah, totally.
Tuesday night at work. Tuesday night at work. My ASM, he's like, hey, how's it going? I said, I'm okay. And he's like, wait, where's your pep? Because normally at work, I'm, hey, let's go. How's you doing? You know?
Right.
And I was flat. I was a hot mess. But I was just a hot mess. Crying at the drop of a hat, you know, all that kind of stuff. But so yeah, I totally get that. But when I hear your voice, it always puts a smile on my face. Because I hear it in your voice that you are a happy person, a cheery person, and I can just imagine this big grin on your face. Exactly.
See, she's smiling right now. I can see it.
Exactly. We all have bad days.
True.
You know, that we're off our game. But hell, I have no idea.
Okay.
I got sidetracked with Smiley Girl Smile. Authentic. Being authentic. I mean, this is me. This is who I am. And I am at a stage in my life when I can say, if y'all don't like it, go jump in a lake.
Just don't mess up her
Studio
bento
edit.
Boxes.
Don't mess up. Yeah.
Mess up her
My
structure.
world
She
is
gets
bento
hostile.
boxes. Yeah. Don't mess up my organized world.
So, and Smiley, on that, you know, it's one of those where, kind of like you were talking earlier about the individual who, it's like, you're just being sensitive. And, you know, that's one of those where maybe 10, 15 years ago, I probably would have given you the same response. It's like, suck it up, buttercup. I'm brutal when it comes to that. The rules in our house, by the way, guys, if you want to know, is unless you have arterial spray, compound fracture, or death, don't bother me. Rub some dirt in it, shut up, and get back to work. Seriously, that's our rules. And you can ask Crow. I'm the same way when I work, too. Yeah. Anything else is just minor. It's a flesh wound. Don't worry about it. But at the same time, it's one of those when you start talking about emotional aspects, things like that. If somebody feels truly slighted, you know, you got to pause, in my opinion. I think it's time to say, okay, stop. What's going on and why? And everything gets on hold. And like with you, Smiley, you noticed I wasn't going to start recording or doing anything until I got to the bottom of it.
True. Because you totally could tell I was not in the right frame of mind to do anything.
Exactly. And so it's interesting. We start looking at the frame of mind. What does it take to get there? Then we start talking about all the things that have happened before. It's like when we couldn't find our keys, when we've been in car wrecks, when all these things go wrong. Obviously, we're not in our right frame of mind. But have you ever stopped to wonder, is some cosmic force, higher power, holier, is it God, is it the universe, something that's saying that, hey, your frame of mind is not right, so I'm going to help push it in the right direction? Ever considered that?
I think that whatever that is does bring people in our life to help us at just the right moment. Okay, sorry, but Serenity, you came into my life at just the right moment to help me through some things that I've been going through, and you've been a huge help and support and encourage me, you know, and I appreciate that so much. And you didn't come at a time when I didn't need you. You came exactly when I needed you. So I don't know. Do you think somebody organized that or directed that? I don't know, but I'm happy it happened.
Me too. And I'm sure. Girl, while you're saying that, there's a page in the book. See if you can find it real quick. See if you know what I'm talking about. And go and tell your story, buddy. I'll turn it over to you.
He actually came to my life at the perfect time. I just broken up with my ex. I wasn't in a good mental space after it, and I didn't have. COVID was happening, so my job got shut down. The whole building, they never reopened.
Oh.
And he came to
Wow.
my life with his emotional support and said, "Do you need a job?" I was like, "Yeah." He gave me a job, and that's what I've been doing ever since. A career, actually. If you want to get technical.
That's awesome.
And we gave you an adopted family.
This is true.
Yeah. A very disturbed, twisted one, but still,
Yep.
we're family. Did you find it?
Maybe. I found one that definitely fits some of the topics we talked about today.
The people in your life that are drawn to you.
I know. That's the one.
Talk about the universe putting somebody in my path that probably when I needed to be there. I got pulled over this morning.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, really?
I
didn't hear
was-
about this.
No, because we've been on live stream.
Right. Spin
I got pulled over this morning. I was bopping down Fairview this morning, knowing I had I was thinking about Henry, knowing the live stream today. I was thinking about work because I needed to get some things done because Monday we're supposed to start full audits. So I wasn't mindful while I was about my surroundings going down Fairview. I was doing 48 going down Fairview this morning. It's a 35. That's 13 miles an hour over the speed limit. Next thing I know, I see little tiny bubblegum lights in my rearview mirror. Motorcycle officer pulled me over. And I'm like, shit. And looked down, pulled right over, immediately got my license out, that kind of stuff. And he comes up on my passenger side, which is, I can see that on Fairview. It's safety. It's one of the major streets in Boise. And taps on my window because I had rolled down my driver's side. I'm like, oh, hi. Put the window down. I'm like, I am so sorry. I was already at work in my brain and wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And he's like, you were doing 48. I'm like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I said, I'm running kind of late. My brain was already there. And he says, okay, if I give you a warning, will you promise to slow down the rest of the way? I'm like, absolutely. And so did the universe put the officer there to slow me down to avoid a bigger consequence? That's been in the back of my mind all day. What bigger consequence did that save me from? And no, I did 37 the rest of the way to work.
You still sped. You were doing 37. Oh man, see,
I was.
that's it. We got it
I
here on
actually
camera.
had
Give her a
people
ticket.
honking at me.
Because everybody else doing 45.
Right.
Right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he could have given me a reckless driving ticket because I was 13 over.
Yep.
He gave me a warning, just said, hey, slow down. I'm like, okay. But yeah, so the universe does some strange things.
Right. And it's not always the weird or the spooky. Sometimes it might be considered the bad of getting pulled over and okay, now I'm going to be late for work. But you know what? It could have been so much worse. And so we oftentimes classify these as bad luck or just strange flukes of nature. But I've got a philosophy, and I got it from the book Illusions that Crow can't find the quote, so I got it for him and save him for it. But here it is. Every person and all events of your life are there because you have drawn them there. What you choose to do with them is up to you. I love this quote because it says that we drew these here, whether through cosmic force, through our actions, whatever it is, but we have the power of choice. We get to decide what we're going to do with them. So we can embrace them, we can learn from them, we can grow from them, or we can fight them. So the real question now becomes, what is your choice to do with what you've drawn towards you? Interesting.
If you haven't yet, spend a day or two, read Illusions, and every time it has one of those quotes, spend 5-10 minutes just reading that quote and read it 3 or 4 times. Because
Exactly.
every
We need to
single
send-
one makes you think.
We need to send Smiley a copy.
I have a copy.
Do you?
Good.
Yes, I do. And I got the Kindle version, and I read it all in one night. I got
did the
sucked
same
in.
thing.
So I need to reread it. So that's a
Right.
good reminder because, yeah, I need to really think about each little section and how it affects my life and how I can implement it.
Right. And,
I-
it's funny because once you read it once, because I read this when I was like in junior high. We're talking
Mhm.
40 years ago. I've read this over 100 times, and every time I read it,
Wow.
my life is at a different point. So each
Mhm.
one of these phrases, each one of the lessons within that book really come up with a different answer. It's wild. It's one of the books that you can read over and over again, and it's always a different book because your life is different.
The funny thing is, when Serenity first showed me this book, I hated it
Why?
because my life was in a position that I hated my life.
Oh.
And so the book pointed that out. And at the time, I didn't realize it was my life that I hated. So therefore, I hated the book. I have not reread it since
Oh.
we've gone into recovery and since I've made a lot of personal growth. And it keeps coming up in these different live streams. And so is this the universe telling me I need to reread the book?
Here you go.
When it was gifted to me by Serenity over here, my brother had just passed, and I sat down and read that book probably 4 to 6 times.
And yes, I'm a book pusher. Sorry, guys. Nothing
You're
I say
a
about-
book dealer.
I am. I'm horrible. I'm on the street corner. Hey, dude, got a book for you.
My face.
Take it. Page 47. Read that yet? Oh yeah. There you go.
Did that scratch your itch?
I like that. Did that scratch your itch? That's a good one. I can remember that one. But it's interesting. We start looking at all the weird things that happen in our life, whether they're good or they're bad. And we can say, oh, it's bad luck. Oh, it's it's voodoo. It's this. It's that. But I'm one of those firm believers that everything is there for a reason, whether it's good or bad. We don't always know what it is. The question is, what are we going to do with it? So sometimes we get the bad. It walks into our life, and it's to teach us strength, teach us to stand up, or maybe how to resolve conflict, or some things I have no answers for. Why do horrific things happen? Why do good people get sick? Why do good people die? I don't know. I have no idea, and I have never found a solution in either science, nor religion, nor philosophy. One day I will, and once I do, that's when I will no longer be here. I will ascend to the next level of existence, whatever that may be, and then everything will make sense. Now, whether that's this life, the next life, or another life, I don't know. It's all about what you believe, and I'm not going to say anybody is right or wrong, because, man, I ain't got a clue. I'm just a dumb little flesh guy walking around here. So the biggest thing is find something that radiates true to you, and follow it, believe it, and don't believe it only when it's convenient.
Amen.
Good advice.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to give a huge shout out to a couple members of the audience tonight. And especially you two, because Smiley and Crow, you guys both gave me big kudos, but make no mistake, I didn't help you. I was simply a conduit for you to help yourself. Because as you notice, neither of you did I do the work for you. Nor did I tell you, you have to do this. Gave you suggestions, guidance, said, in my situation, if I was in your shoes, I would do this. What you choose to do is up to you. Because I think it's really important to never let somebody else tell you what you should do, but give you the opportunity to choose and grow for yourself. So make no mistake, whatever growth you two have done, you've done on your own. I just got to help support you. So thank you for giving me that opportunity.
Yeah, but you were there and you were willing to listen too. And that means a lot when you show up for a friend and you're there to listen instead of just pushing your own agenda or what you think they should do, but just let them talk and let their feelings out in a safe way, that's really valuable. So
Thank
I
you.
appreciated that.
Absolutely. I think that's just what makes us good people. That's what makes us authentic and real. So I'll do that for you any time of the week, as long as I think you're worthy and as long as you're willing to do the work. Then I will spend the time. Absolutely. Now, if you just come to me, it's like, oh, I got this horrible problem. She hates me. Da da da. It's like, well, okay. Here's what I would do in your position. Well, I'm not going to do that. Well, then have a nice life. Good luck. See you later. Bye. I ain't got time. And that's what really makes you guys special. So don't count yourselves out. You guys are just as special. And all of you watching, you are just as special as whoever helps you or guides you, because you had the courage to stand up and make the change. They can't do the work for you. You've got to do it yourself. But
And Serenity, I'm proud of you.
Why?
Because about 8 years ago, you will do it this way. And oh yeah, to come along now, to come to this point and say, in my situation, in your situation, this is what I might do. It's up to you. Is such a 180 that you have come a long way. You have done the work to put you in a position to be present and be available for others.
Thank you. I have tried, and I've learned from, I've had a lot of great teachers, and a couple of them are right here with us. And that's one is Yabonks. Alex, you have always been there. You've helped push, guide, given advice, suggestions, never forced me into any direction, but always inspired. And so thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And another is Action Crypto. The way he teaches, the way his passion has always been a very low key. And he's been one of the guides on my journey to down home crypto. I've tried the hype game. It doesn't work. I've tried the real time like this. This is what feels right. And Action is absolutely a rock star in that level of keeping it real. In fact, if you watch his videos at the end, he always has kind of a after the show kind of chat. And I always love those. That was one of my favorite things about his shows. So if you haven't already, go check him out. Because these are two people that have inspired me on my journey and continue to do so every single day. So thank you guys. So I think we've covered, let's see. All right, Ashley, all right. Says, I'm thankful for all the motivating me to the next level, for giving a space I can learn, grow, and have a great community and laugh. Absolutely, Ashley. And you know what? That's what it's all about. It's about helping each other. And that's what the whole message of Down Home Crypto is. The concept is you get to come home. And at home, you're safe. You can talk about anything, anywhere. If you're feeling down, we'll help you pick you up. If you don't know something, we'll help teach. But we'll do it together. Nobody should ever criticize, nor ridicule, nor tell you you should or should not do. They'll give you advice, suggestions. But the truth is, we're going to help you, give you the power to change your own life. So, Asha, I'm thankful that you're here on this journey with us. Thank you for taking the time to spend it with us crazy people on a Friday night. I don't know why anybody would, but thank you, dear.
It's fun.
It is fun. Although have you guys noticed that we always cover a little bit of seriousness? It's supposed to be a Friday night party, but we always fit in these little pieces of philosophy or religion or self-help or counseling or, what do counselors charge these days?
A lot.
Hey, I need paid more.
We'll send you Idaho Candy Company bars.
Yeah. And yes, Idaho Candy Company is the way to go. The only thing I have left is the cherry cocktail because I ate all the rest. Sorry.
Nice.
And and that's one thing I want to do is I think that you can have fun while learning, while growing, dealing with insecurities, dealing with problems. There's still fun to be had there as long as you're honest and authentic and real and with people you trust and believe in.
Because growth and the hard stuff doesn't have to be brutal.
No.
We can have fun doing the hard stuff. It's easier to take doing the hard stuff when it's not brutal. And we learn more when it's not brutal. Because when it's brutal, we'll shut down. I'm definitely, when things start getting tough, I shut down. But if I can laugh about it, I will come out of it better in the long run. I will work through a concept a little easier. And usually it's, oh, well, duh. Why didn't I think of that? Just because I've had to talk it out and maybe had an epiphany while I was having fun doing it. So it's kind of cool.
And,
Like silly Easter bunnies bopping on my head.
That's so cute.
I'm wearing these at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Good.
Oh, absolutely.
So, like Valentine's Day, my light up ones.
That works. And that brings up a great quote out of that book as well. Yes, I always go back to it. For me personally, it's call it my spiritual Bible, if you will, whatever. It's something that's helped me throughout my life. But there's another quote that goes that off of what Wild Angel was just saying, which is laughing on the way to your own execution is not generally understood by less advanced life forms. They will call you crazy. So whatever. Good.
I got another one that I think fits our Twilight Zone discussions we were saying.
Ooh, what do you got?
There is no such thing as a problem without a gift for you in its hands. You seek problems because you need their gifts.
Absolutely. So it makes you wonder, most people would call us crazy. Why are we laughing in the middle of trauma? Well, why not? If it helps you cope with it, why not laugh at it? Yeah, I hope when I die and you guys have my funeral, cry for a little bit. Okay, cool. But then I want you to party. I want you to have fun. Tell the stories like, do you remember what Jim did? He did the dumbest thing ever. Like, yeah, I was there for that. Oh my God, that was epic. That's the way I want to go. I want to be remembered as this person, having fun and being real. And if that means that I'm upsetting some people, hey, I'm sorry, but this is me. And I hope that everybody finds that courage and that place in your life where you look in the mirror and you accept yourself. Because I think that's the most powerful thing of all.
Note to self, no funeral for Jim. We're having a wake.
Yeah!
Yes.
Drinks on the
Well, that
house,
means-
baby!
I can dance.
Right.
Yeah. You
Oh,
better.
hell yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, 'cause I can't dance for shit, so you gotta dance for me, way. But it's funny because we always think of all these weird situations. Everything is there for a purpose, and I keep tagging up with you bunks and with Action Crypto and stuff, and we start making these connections. And then today got to talk with Paul Dutton, and so I think it's one of those where it's not really the Twilight Zone so much as there's a path is laid before me, and I think for each of you, there's a path there. Sometimes you have to look past the dark, cloudy skies. There's a silver lining in there somewhere. It may seem weird, it may seem a little too convenient, may seem really odd or scary, but you know what? It's an opportunity. Reach out and take it.
Well, to tie into that quote that Crow said, that there's a gift with every problem.
Right.
In recovery, I learned that every relapse was there because I had something else to learn. So when I no longer had anything left to learn, I wouldn't relapse anymore.
Oh.
I've got 4th of July will be 7 years.
Wow, that's
And
great.
so apparently I have nothing left to learn from relapse at the moment.
Right.
Not saying that there's not going to be something at some point, because that's once an addict, always an addict. There's always the potential for a relapse. But for the last 7 years, I've had nothing left to learn. At the moment, I have nothing left to learn from that.
In that avenue.
From a relapse.
Right.
I have. That's what I was referring to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of other things to mess up. Trust
Oh,
me. I
hell
know everything.
yeah. I will. Yeah, I'll screw something else up.
Oh, yeah. Every
I've
day.
got a million things to learn, but right now I don't have anything left to learn from a relapse. So have almost 7 years, so I'm solid at the moment.
Nice. Good for you, dear.
So for that problem, I have nothing left.
Well, don't worry. There's plenty of problems in this world. And Ashley says, I just bought a ton of fun stuff for Sealy and I to do during the next treatment. We have markers to decorate the windows. We could sit around and go into of funk. Instead, we have 400 ducks to give away.
400
Nice!
ducks. Oh my god, I love it, Ashley.
Sweet.
Ashley, how old is Seely? I'm just curious.
If you don't mind sharing.
If you don't mind. But
Oh,
400
and-
ducks. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. And if you guys haven't heard, and does anybody got the link handy real quick for
Project
the
Duck Depression or something?
yeah, Duck Depression on Facebook.
Right.
So
I don't.
Cyril started a whole trend. Actually, I guess it started somewhere else, but it's Cyril and Rose are really pushing this. Is duck depression. You get these tiny little ducks, and I know Cyril's going to give us the link to get them, but go out and just bombard the world with them because it makes people smile, makes them have fun. And
They're ducking depression.
is that what it is? Ducking depression on Facebook? See if
Well,
I can find
it's
it.
Duck Depression. It's a Facebook. Rose started it. But it's kind of a play on words. They are ducking depression. They're trying to make it better. 14. Wow. Yeah, definitely the age to get into a funk in normal kids, let alone
Oh,
a
God,
kid
yeah.
with a medical issue. But yeah,
I was a train wreck
totally
at 14.
go. Yeah,
But ducks.
So
yeah, go
yes.
duck bomb everybody.
Perfect. So, good job, Ashley. Way to rise up and really find a silver lining or make a silver lining. Sometimes we have to. Sometimes they're not evident. Sometimes we gotta kind of persevere a little bit or get creative. And it takes a strong person to do that. So, Ashley, my hat's off to you, dear. I think that's awesome that you're going this route. And yeah, all our prayers are with Seely, definitely.
Definitely.
Yes.
So, guys,
love you
it is
both.
about yes, very much so. It is about time to wrap up this Freaky Friday. Is there anything we haven't covered yet that I need to be doing?
The forbidden F word.
I'm sorry, what word? I can resist, sorry. See, he says Seely is nonverbal. He gives out puppets. But when he heard about the ducks, he decided to get some awesome fun duck. I think that's awesome,
That's
Ashley.
amazing.
Yes.
Way to go, Seely. Hats off to you, buddy. So, Crow, what were we doing about the F word? What I miss?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I missed a joke. Okay. We're going to go around and around in circles. So, guys, I want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in today. As always, the only thing I ever ask is, hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Down Home Crypto Discord, and get to talk to some of these amazing people. We have some awesome conversations, and it doesn't matter what you're into. It could be into cars, crypto, music, computers. Take your pick. We've got somebody in there who does it. Even some weird, geeky D&D guys. Yeah.
Yay!
But either way, Down Home Crypto is all about the family and making sure that everybody words are hard for me, grow and learn together. And so if you have questions, you need help, or you just want to say hi and have fun, that's the place to be. Smiley tells us good morning every day with a smile and happy and joy. And yeah, I love it.
I
Thank
love
you
her
so much.
memes.
Thanks.
She's got some awesome ones.
I just have fun with it.
I may not
Excellent.
answer, but I smile every morning when I see them.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
You know,
Yay.
and that's the funny thing is you'll have 20 people read and maybe one person comment. I mean, I've got videos that says that, oh, look, 200 people watched it. 8 people liked it. One person commented. Like,
Right.
what the hell did the other 190 people do? I don't know.
That was interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, they scrolled.
Yeah, and it happens. So either way, never feel unappreciated. And if you do, speak up. Say, hey, is anybody looking at my memes? And we'll let you know. So Wild Angel, Crow, Smiley, thank you so much. Cyro, Beachgate, thank you guys for stopping in earlier. Make sure to tune in next Thursday for our Rags to Riches, where I don't know what we're going to cover, but we're going to take our learning curve to the next level. So tune in. Let's find out who wins the vote, and make sure to cast your votes.
Thank you.
Have a great night, guys. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Have a good
You
night.
too. Bye.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.